All right, we have a fantasy bat rep coming at you. 3,000 points. Legions of Chaos. I know it looks mostly like Beastmen, but back here we have a Skull Cannon. Versus Vampire Counts.
Undead Legions.
Undead Legions, yeah, that's right, because we have Vlad right here, who is the Mortarch of Shadow? Mortarch of Shadow? Yeah. So, going up against the Terrorgeist, Coven Throne, Skeletons, which make more parry saves than anything I've ever seen in my life, Blood Knights, Crypt Ghouls, Zombies, which couldn't kill a Skaven slave if it was drunk. Vargeist, some Direwolves that Vanguarded up, Hex Race, which I really fucking hate. And then I've got 36 Bestigor with a Beast Lord in level 2. Razor Gore, Razor Gore, Razor Gore. Gorgon, ignore that he's not painted. Tuskor Chariot, Tuskor Chariot.
Yeah, but you're going to make a comment about your stuff not being painted, but you know.
I got 50 gore, additional hand weapon with a BSB in there with a beast banner, a level 4 who is kitted out to bear to kill. And then my real shining star is going to be the Skull Cannon because I've never had artillery to deal with Terry, as you see here.
He's not
Coven Throne. Yeah. So we have a custom mission here. What we're going to do is, because of End Times is so cool, I have to kill the Vampire Lords. There are 3 of them. We have Vlad. We have a Blender Lord on a Darksteed.
He's on a Barded Nightmare.
Barded Nightmare. So he's got a 1+4+ save or 1+?
1+4+.
Yeah. Quick Fury or Quick Blood and Red Fury and yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah. So this is going to be a fun game. Anyways, I have to kill all the Vampire Lords. They're worth 2 points apiece to me if I kill them. And then every banner you capture is worth a point. We don't do normal victory points in most fantasy because it's kind of lame.
You can do it that way, but I mean, really, it's kind of pointless, especially in End Times with being able to summon demons now and being able to summon undead even more. You're going to be generating points like crazy. So we're just trying to come up with unique missions that really add to the flavor of what's going on. So. Vampires are trying to get to the Empire to help them stop chaos, and the Beastmen are a part of chaos, so they got to stop this from happening. So that's what's happening. I got to get to his table edge, and he's going to stop me from doing it.
Yes. Kyle gets 2 points for every Vampire Lord within 24 inches of the table edge. Is that what we agreed upon?
12.
Is it 12? I thought it was 24.
You said 1 for 24, 2 for 12.
Ah, that's it. So, yeah, it's going to be a cool mission, because in fantasy, he's got to get to the other side, which we hardly ever do. No one ever gets the other side. And I've got to kill 3 tough as nails vampires. One of them, Vlad, who comes back on a 2+. Yay.
It's a 3,000 point game, and
yes.
I think 1,200 points of my army is those 3 vampires. So.
Yeah, I, oddly enough, didn't go heavy Lords in Heroes, which is the first time, because normally I take 2 Doom Bulls and more Minotaurs than I know what to do with, and that's why I lose every game. Well, that and I don't know how to play, really. So this is going to be a fun game. I've also got a unit of 20, just one of them, not both of them, ambushing in with the new Beastman rules, which were the new Legion of Chaos rules. I got to remember to say that right. So it should be fun. We'll be back in a round and tell you what's going on. And we're back at the top of round 2. So a lot of magic phase on both sides. Everything was successfully dispelled.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, both of us did. Kyle just threw a pretty good Purple Sun out, but I got it. Got a Gaze in the Gash. Canceled that. He canceled my Amber Spear. Yeah, nothing happened there. My cannon, my Skull Cannon, in a moment of sheer butt puckering, scarediness, because I've never got to fire a cannon before because I'm a beast man. We roll, of course, a misfire. So I roll a 5, so no big deal. I just can't shoot that turn. It was the scariest moment of my life. I thought I was about to lose my only cannon and my only defense against Terry. Kyle moved up here. Direwolves did a charge on the Razor Gore. I decided to flee instead of taking it. I think nothing else. Well, we got the Vargeist over there, which are close, and I'm going to have to make a frenzy check there to avoid that charge, I think. And, yeah. Kyle, anything you'd like to say?
I'm terrified of the cannon just because realistically, he blows that mortis engine up and it's a bomb. It goes off right in the smack dab in the middle of my army. And I put it there on purpose because it gives me a big regeneration roll for everyone within range, and that's a big deal. But when that thing dies, it takes a lot with it. So
sure,
he takes that thing out and he's got the perfect weapon to do it. That's what's going to happen. But I got to play it the way I got to play it. So we'll see. It at least keeps the heat off of the Terrorgeist. So that's
yeah. So speaking of the Terrorgeist, I came on with my Beastmen ambush and got the only side I didn't want. Because he had the Terrorgeist that was sitting right here, actually, just a few inches back, and I had no way to guarantee that I wouldn't be that I had no way to guarantee that he wouldn't be out of a charge arc. So I decided to put him here, which I hated, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, so we'll be back at the top of round 2. All right, we are back at the top of turn 3. So magic was largely ineffective except for one thing. Invocation of
and the heck.
Yeah, Egyptian shit.
I don't know. What'd you do? Did you do something in your face? You tried the spear.
I tried the spear, missed it by 1 point. And then I tried to do Curse of Henry here on the Vargeist, actually, all the way across the table. Okay. Missed that.
-1 to hit.
But you actually dispelled that. So we're closing in here. Terry did his scream into the gore, rolled really low. And because of Inspiring Presence, I only lost 1 gore, so I feel really good about that. Over here, he got a bunch of Crypt Ghouls back. Change that. You got a bunch of zombies back.
Invocation, it worked out really well in this case. I actually spent the dice, power, whatever you want to call it. I made it the more powerful version. There's 2 more powerful versions of that spell.
Correct.
And in this case, it was 12 inches. And since everything's bunched up in this case, it was great because I got some extra models here. It took them back to full strength. Zombies have a special rule where they can go beyond their starting strength because they just died.
Because they're newly dead. Newly dead, right?
And then it also got me 2 Hex Wraith because I used the lore attribute to get an extra 1.
Okay.
Ethereal can only ever get 1 from the casting, and then the lore attribute gave you another 1. The Vargeist.
He did get a Vargeist back.
Because he was at full wounds, I got 1 back. Now he's missing a wound, so if I cast it again, Vampiric will make it so that he only restores that 1 wound.
Correct.
If I use the lore attribute, maybe I can work that around again, but who knows?
Yeah, but it's going to be hard for you to get back more than 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, we just kind of moved up. He did a charge here with the Dire Wolves on the Razor Gore. I decided to flee. I didn't want to get locked up here yet because I'm frenzied and I'm getting ready to fail a frenzy charge, I'm sure. So we're kind of... I'm kind of bracing to get everybody where I want them to attack. We're close now. It's the top of 3, so I'm going to declare a boatload of charges. I got to get rid of that Coven Throne, and I got to get rid of Terry. These 2 have got to go, or this is going to be a long, long game for me. The only other highlight was this close combat was Kyle rolled, I believe, 4 hits.
4 hits,
and then it was 3 ones and a deuce.
3 ones and a deuce.
Yeah, so really tore up the chariot with no wounds. I came back and did 2 with the Bestigor. The frenzy thing is humongous with Beastmen so far. I don't have to roll panic checks.
Huge part of my army is that he's got to be afraid of them, and they got low leadership, and this just nullifies it. So, end times is good for Beastmen.
Yeah, we are definitely the winner so far of the Chaos Legions. We really are. The only other upside is we did the Skull Cannon shot. He killed 3 of the Hex Race, but Invocation of brought back 2 of them. Actually 1, then he allocated the other one. And yeah, that was it. All right. We'll come back to the top of 4. All right, we are back at top of turn 4. Kind of a big turn there. So I killed Vlad and his unit of skeletons and the Terrorgeist. We were all one big giant combat. So you'll see they're all gone. Bad news is Mark of Corn. I overran, and that's where I'm at. So, yeah, now I'm screwed because I got a flank charge here, which isn't going to be good. I did something really dumb here. I fled the Razor Gore and let the Chariot take the charge for reasons unbeknownst to me. So now my Gorgon is locked in combat with a always strikes first character, and he's dead. He is friggin' dead. There's no way around that. Vlad's back here with a unit of dire wolves, like a total jerk. Coven Throne's good. Hex Racer back there chilling. Cripples are back there chilling. It's kind of a crazy turn.
It's a big deal. Undead are fantastic when it comes to most situations when you don't run, but then all of a sudden when all your, skeletons and zombies are dead and the wounds spill onto like big units, that 225 point units, then they just die and it sucks. But hey, live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah. So that was a crazy combat. I can't express enough with Vlad and the Terrorgeist because I thought for sure I'd get housed, and I didn't. But that's the beauty of Frenzy. With
take it
Beastmen.
away. Vlad's got supernatural horror. It's -3 leadership. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we don't
Doesn't
care.
matter.
Don't care. Honeybag don't care. All right, we'll be back with 5. All right, you were just saying about the Mortis engine blowing up. So here we are, end of 4. We're deciding to call it. It's like 11:30. I got like a 50-minute drive. Kyle's got work, so do I, in the morning. So middle of turn 4, the Mortis engine exploded.
Turn 4, yeah.
Yeah. A unit of 9, I think 9 Gore took it down from combat res mostly. Just want to say real quick, the market corn is amazing on Beastmen. This is the best I've fared against Kyle in probably 6 games. Yeah, for real. Anyways, so Kyle, the Mortis engine blew up, and that did what?
When the Mortis engine loses its last wound, you roll 2d6 plus the turn number in inches. What did I roll?
16 is 16, what it totaled.
16
yeah.
Is what totaled. So you take 16 inches from its base, which was about this much of a footprint.
Which is everything except the cannon and this Razor Gore.
Every unit that's touched by takes 2d6 strength turn number hits. It's turn 4. So every unit took 2d6 strength 4 hits, and there was a lot of carnage. The only unit that walked away really unscathed was this big unit. Yeah.
I only took 2 there. Everyone else took a beating from it.
Yeah.
The biggest combat that turned it for me was the one with Vlad and the Terrorgeist.
Yes.
When that went, I had it.
Sure.
Well, I had it in hand for the most part, as long as I didn't do anything stupid.
This was a big fun. I mean, this whole block of guys that you had coming down the side here, that was a big deal. There was a wall that I could not get around. So, big deal there.
Yeah. This is the best game my Beastmen have had probably in 6 games. We were just saying. And it's all because I didn't have to roll panic checks every 20 seconds. This is also the first time I used a Beast Lord with a Leadership 10 bubble.
Yeah.
Huge difference for me. Skull Cannon was
Yeah, it really was.
It was more of a threat than anything.
I was more afraid of it than what it actually did.
Yeah, what it actually did was almost killed the Hex Race.
Yeah.
And then they mostly came back. So, but it was a good threat. Did a really good job.
Psychologically, it was a big
yes.
deal.
My Gorgon got he got prison sexed by a unit of Blood Knights. I did something really stupid though with allowing a charge, so you'll have that. I think that is pretty much it.
Good stuff. How do you feel about not having the Minotaurs there?
They're my favorite unit in the game by far, and I hated it. Hurt my heart to not play them. It did, but I had a lot better game without them. Which
you had a lot more more bodies for sure.
Yeah. The Bestigor unit was
Combat Res beats me every time.
That Bestigor unit is wow.
Yeah, these guys are
with the Mark of Corn.
Nice.
All I had was a standard discipline on there, so I always had Primal Fury. Yeah. I really liked the way this went. I'll be the first one to say that I whined like a little lady when Beastmen basically got combined with Warriors of Chaos and Demons. But it definitely made my army better. Really did.
Next time we play, I'm gonna have 50 grave cards.
I probably have that coming. This was not the nicest list I could have put together. That's for sure. Yeah. All right. Kyle's going to put this up. He's going to put it together in the next few days, and we'll put it up on YouTube, and you guys can check it out. Thanks.